What do we want to do next? I think we want to
New members?
welcome in. There's a bunch of new members that I think all deserve recognition. And yeah, let's, for whatever reason, though, we need the membership music, don't we? It wouldn't be proper. It wouldn't be respectful to do this without that.
When welcoming people to the family,
they need to be welcomed in the way that they expect and they're accustomed to. Okay, here we go. New members in the David Pakman Show membership program: Edward Fitzgibbons, Jonathan Steed, David Lassard, Sarah Edmonds, and Michael Hodder. 5 new members. We'll give you 5 more on Thursday. And really, you know what, Lewis? Another new member, Lewis, has bought an additional 550,000 subscriptions, and he now will be welcomed for the rest of the show.
Thank you. Good to be here.
All right. Thank you, Lewis. We will move on. Let's talk about Wisconsin. And I'm actually going to we've been having talk after talk about Wisconsin. And now that we have had some, at least, level of resolution in terms of the bill, and that the union components were separated from financial components and therefore passed by a smaller group needing only a quorum of 20 to vote, and recall claims, threats, call them what you want, from those who disagree. Now, we said at the very beginning, I said it, Lewis. I know you're going to tell me I didn't, but I did say it. This is about a widespread attack on unions, organized labor, and Democrats. And really the idea here is to defund Democrats by getting rid of unions.
Mm-hmm. And Wisconsin was just the catalyst.
Wisconsin was just the beginning. Wisconsin, and really the catalyst happened earlier. And now we are seeing these bills pop up everywhere. And who's surprised about this? Who really is surprised? There's legislation in Maine, LD 788, sponsored by State Rep Tom Windsor. I don't have to tell you whether he's a Republican or a Democrat. You know it. I know it. Lewis knows it. It would make Maine like 2 other low-wage, anti-labor states by weakening unions. And what's incredible is that the language in all of these bills, we're seeing New Hampshire anti-union bill HB 474, Missouri's anti-union bill SB 109. The language, Lewis, in all of these is almost identical. Well, what could that mean?
What does it mean that the language is identical?
Yeah, I mean, what strikes you? What's probably going on behind the scenes here?
The same lawmakers are writing them.
I wish it were lawmakers.
Well,
you know who's involved here.
Not official lawmakers.
Our friends, the unofficial lawmakers, the Koch brothers. And we're seeing that David Koch's American for Prosperity group has really been beefing up its presence in Maine since the election of Governor Paul LePage, a Republican, far-right Tea Party favorite. Maine's Republican Speaker of the House hired Trevor Bragdon, who's the former director of the Maine Americans for Prosperity chapter. And Trevor Brothers' Taryn Bragdon is the executive director of the Maine Heritage Policy Center, a conservative state-based think tank with ties to several corporate donors, including Lewis, the Koch brothers. These stories, they do themselves in a way. Both Americans for Prosperity and the Maine Heritage Policy Center are clearly laying the groundwork for the same type of anti-labor effort as the Wisconsin one led by Scott Walker. And they are clearly going to take advantage of the momentum. Why would you not, Lewis? If you were them?
Of course, it's the opportune time.
Expect Ohio to fall soon. And expect the top 1% of this country owns 43% of the wealth. Okay? The next 4% owns 29% of the wealth. The bottom 80% share 7% of the financial wealth. And if you're asking me, well, why am I talking about that when we're talking about union legislation? If you don't know by now, ladies and gentlemen, I can't help you in an hour show. It goes beyond me.